What's up, YouTube? It's Raul Boomin, and in today's video, very special video. I have been itching to make this video. I'm going to show you guys the system that I'm running in my 2016 Jeep Cherokee. I'm going to go over all the gear that I'm running, and I'm going to give you guys a demo. Before we get into the demo, I'm going to walk through all of my gear, and I'm going to talk about my upgrades and what I'm running. Now, my car's a little dirty. On the day of this filming, it's Labor Day, so the car washes are not open. All right, enough talking. Let's get into this video. All right, guys, let's pop the hood. All right, for my alternator, I'm running a 320 amp high output alternator from JS Alternators. My power wire, double runs, 0 gauge OFC wire from New Concepts. My ground wire, same thing, big 3. Some might say that my electrical is overkill, and you're right, it is. But that's the way I chose to do it. You know what they say, it takes power to make power. It's like building a house. You want everything to be supported and upright. Where does it all start? It all starts with the foundation. Your electrical system is the foundation of your system. Now, this alternator was easy, but a pain in the ass. Getting that serpentine belt on was a nightmare. My girlfriend, who's behind the camera, had to help me do it. And boy, not fun, but we got it. That's what I got under the hood. Let's move on to the rest of the car. I've got a stock head unit. I'm tapped in behind the radio. The signal's going to my audio control LC2i Pro line out converter. I've got a DS18 plug-in voltmeter, and surprisingly, it's actually pretty accurate for just a plug-in voltmeter. I have a regular voltmeter, but this works just fine, and it's pretty accurate. For my bass knob, I got a wireless Bluetooth bass knob for my Memphis 6.5 series amplifier. It's really nice. No wires. Never had anything like this before. And you charge it and it lasts for, I don't even know, a lot of hours. My door speakers, I've got Down for Sound CFXT 6x9s, one in each door. In my dashboard, I got Down for Sound CFXT 3.5-inch speakers. These speakers up here are not amplified. Only the doors are. I figured that with the 6x9s being bigger, they're going to be doing the majority of the work. So I amplified those. Now, the amplifiers. For my subs, I'm running a Memphis 6.5 series 3K Class D amplifier. For my door speakers, I'm running a Down for Sound Minimax 100.4. I've got a Down for Sound LTO 6.0 lithium battery. I've got an audio control LC2i Pro line out converter. I had the standard version before this, but I felt like I wasn't getting those lows that I really wanted. The Pro version is what you want. If you're looking at the LC2i, get the Pro. Don't get the regular version. For my subs, I've got two NVX VCW version 3 15s, dual 4 ohm. They're wired down to 1 ohm. So I'm getting the full 3K from my Memphis amp. The RMS on these subs is 1500 watts. They could take more though. I do plan on buying a bigger amp in the future. This box was originally for two Memphis M515s that I was running before I got these subs. I built the box back in 2013. I used WinISD, and I do believe subwoofer box calculator when I was designing the box. And I also carpeted it myself. I ran those subs for about 12 years. 12 years. And I decided it was time to retire them and go with something new. I put these NVX subs in this box to break them in. But I will be building a proper enclosure that is designed for these subs. That box will be tuned around 33 Hertz. This box is sitting around 35 Hertz. I really like these subs. They're a great value. NVX is a solid brand. You guys are sleeping on NVX, I'm telling you. My whole trunk area, from the back seats to the rear hatch, double layers of kill mat sound deadening. You guys are skipping on your sound deadening. It makes a big, big difference. Don't believe me? Try it for yourself. It's not easy. Very meticulous. Take your time. I did double layers because I had the whole thing torn apart and I'm never going to tear it apart again. So might as well double up instead of doing a single layer. And I'm glad I did. With the demo, I'm going to play 2 royalty-free songs. I want to show off the door speakers first, and then I'm going to play some slowed down music that I slowed down myself, showing off the bass. Hopefully I don't get no copyright infringement, so we'll see about that. I recorded all of this with my iPhone 14 Pro. The camera doesn't really do it justice. It flexes a lot more in person. But I tried to get it as best as I could with the camera that I got, so bear with me. guys enjoyed that demo, like I said, I recorded it with my iPhone. I tried to capture it as best I could. Please leave me a comment. I appreciate the feedback, good or bad. Now, in the video, I talked about building a new box for my NVX subs. I contacted Car Audio Fabrication and they sent me a box plan. So I'll be using this to build my new box. If you're not comfortable designing your own box, get a hold of Car Audio Fabrication. They know what they're doing. Next up on the upgrade list, DSP. I got this from Mart's. I would have had it in sooner, but I need to make a fuse block and I need to add some relays. So that's going to take a little bit of planning. That'll be in here soon. I'll also be adding cooling fans to my system to keep my amps cool. I've been looking at the Fanny from Sparked Innovations, but they're never in stock. I'm looking at a few other ones too, so we'll see which ones I go with, but eventually I'm gonna have cooling fans back there too. Then lastly, I talked about buying a bigger amp. I actually have this 4K Memphis Mojo amp that I got from an ex-friend of mine years ago. I just recently tested it and it's in Protect. I'm assuming because my ex-friend's brother clipped the shit out of it. So I'm going to be sending it to Memphis soon. Hopefully they can fix it for me. If not, I'm going to keep my options open. Well, that's pretty much it. To those that have stuck around this far, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm a growing channel. I'm really trying to get up there. Any little bit helps. Until next time, see you in the next video.